I think that's the people who enjoy this game the most. Like the people who need non-stop fucking brain stimuli, because if they don't, the voices start talking to them. I tried to low parry that down jab and I just got a regular block. That's unfortunate. One of the absolute dumbest moves in the game. Granted, King has about 5 of the top 10 dumbest moves in the game, so. There goes another one. This game is going to make me blow my fucking brains out one day. Couldn't even play this game for an hour last night. I hate how irritable it makes me. Like this game legitimately makes me so angry, and I hate that about me. Oops. Whatever. Something magical about Tekken, like it has a direct line to your anger button. Bro, it's like, you know what I mean? Needs to be studied. Fucking god, this dude. So much worse in other games, and I generally don't know why. I've thought about this a lot, and I agree. Tekken 8 makes me significantly, and I mean significantly angrier than any other game. No Waivu and no electric with Rain though. Why now? I'm not gonna lie. I've gotten like really annoyed with constantly getting that question because the answer is obvious. If you ever see a Mishima player or anyone playing a Mishima character and they're not using wave dash or electrics, the only answer is they can't, or they're just not consistent at doing it. It's a very, very obvious question that doesn't really need an answer. It shouldn't be asked in the first place. But also beyond that, there's significantly more to playing these characters than just being able to do wave dash and electric as well. And it amazes me to no end. It never ceases to amaze me how like that's all people think about when they see like a Mishima is like, oh my god, the fucking my fundamentals are so sick because I can wave dash and electric, bro. Whoops. I understand, but the counter is I'm asking why aren't you practicing a fundamental skill for Mishima, so you're just being a dickhead then. Because you could have just asked that in the first place, instead of asking the preemptive question that you already had the answer to. Also, for the sake of humoring you, the answer is because I'm just not that good of a fighting game player. Like I'm just not that advanced or high level to where I care that much to sit there and practice it for hours on end until I have it down pat. And frankly, you don't need it to get to a decent rank in the game. I've gotten to Tekken King and could probably get even further without being able to wave dash or electric at all. Now, is there a ceiling on what you're able to accomplish and how good you can get without using those two skills? Yeah. Do you need it to play the game online? No. I think Tekken is prime for getting irritated purely due to the amount of stuff you have to figure out outside of an actual match. Yeah, the Tekken's never been really good at like teaching you how to play Tekken. You know what I mean? The game has never done a great job of teaching you how to play. But also, it's like, yeah, there's a lot to learn. And also, like, compared to a lot of other games, like let's say Street Fighter or Guilty Gear, which also have their own depth and like, you know, unique systems and everything, just a simple element of like adding a 3D plane makes it that much more complicated, because it's like, okay, now you have to learn how to sidestep. However, it's not just stepping to one side. You have to learn which side to step to depending on which character and which move you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole nother level of just like, you know what I mean? Oh shit. You probably could though. You are pretty good. I mean, I can electric. I can wave dash. I'm just not good at it. I'm not good enough at it to where, and honestly, I should just be like, when I play quick matches, I should just like do it more so I can just get better used to it. It's just, I don't know. I just don't think to do it sometimes. Who do you hate more, King of the Bears? Probably the Bears, because at least King is kind of cool. The Bears are extremely lame and corny, and they're annoying as sin. Also, to further expound on my answer to homie's question about like why not practice a fundamental skill for Mishimas and shit, I do practice it, but I also don't think it's like the most important thing ever. I think in Tekken, Mishima players and even people who like don't play Mishimas, they think like, oh, I have to be able to electric and wave dash before I do anything else. And frankly, I just disagree. I just don't think that's true. There's a ton of other things you can learn about the characters and about the game before you ever learn how to do your first electric. I don't think it's that important to learn right away. I think that's something that you can add later. Now, if you can do it early on, yeah, that makes the game a lot easier for you. But like, people act like it's just such this fundamental, crucial tool that you absolutely have to have. And like, the only character where like you really should probably learn that early on is Kazuya. If you play Jin or Reina or even Heihachi, like you really don't need it that bad. You know, just from Skyrocket, you're an equal player. Niggas just be calling me ass in cursive. That's all it is. Electric is one of the best moves in the game. Oh, for sure. Undoubtedly. It is a silly ass move. A plus on block kind of tracking more than it should. A fucking launching move at 13 frames. Yeah, it's crazy. It's very powerful. And it's great to have it in your kit. I just don't like how much people overemphasize being able to wave dash and electric, because I just, there's so much more to life, bro. There's so much more to life than being able to do an electric. Should you learn how to do it? Yes. Should I be doing it? Yes. Is it the most important thing as a Reina player? No. So my neck is killing me, dog. 442 is your let your win God Fist. Also, like, you can get him for free in fucking Heat. As I proceed to do a down 4-2 anyway. Well, that's another thing too, is that Reina actually, so the thing is, before you didn't have, like in the past, you didn't have like these easy like 15 frame launchers for some of these characters, which is why electric was so much more important. But when you have Jin with the tools that he has and Reina with the tools that she has, You know what I mean? Niggas getting one button electrics out of stance and shit like that, or just having a down forward 2 or a can or a hop kick. You don't need to rely on electric nearly as much. And so the only character out of the Mishimas that feels like they actually need it a lot sooner is Kazuya, in my opinion. Who got shot? As someone who struggled with DPs in 2D games, learning electric when down force to play Hachi was rough, and I could still only do it 1 out of 5 times. I could always just play leverless and then do it for free. That shit is so free on a leverless. Find electric's easiest on stick. It's each their own. Are you still trying? Nah, I'm playing on a regular PS5 controller. Oh, if I was on my levelist, I would just be doing electrics just cause I can. Then everyone would consider me a real Mishima player. My neck is killing me, bro. Was I not crouching just now? Whatever. Dog, I don't know what changed in these last couple of days. I just feel like I can't be at my desk lately, dog. You can down forward to that mid follow from the lows. Today I learned. Thank you for the tip. You can also launch lows. It's launch. I didn't know that.
Get ready for the next battle.
That's another one of those things though, where like, even if I do know that, I never really expect a king player to just keep doing it, and they do, and I'm just like never prepared mentally to like punish it, because like I know it's really punishable, and like I could be doing all types of things, launching, low parrying out, and then it's just like, you know, yeah, it's because it's ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one of those things where like I know it's really bad, so I'm not prepared. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It just catches me off guard when I see niggas do shit like that. Or like, what's another example? Like a nigga doing like a 10 string, right? Like I have fought people before, and I feel like it's way more common in 8 than it has been in like previous Tekken games, where people pull out like their characters like 10 string. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. The first time you do it, I'm gonna eat that shit, cause I'm gonna be so caught off guard by the fact that you even did it. I'm just not going, you know what I mean? And the second time I still might get hit. Too much time at the desk? Well, it started when I was sitting in this not very great chair the other day. Not my chair, but a different chair for a few hours the other day. And like it started hurting my neck pretty bad. And now I don't know. You know what I need though? I need my chair. I don't know if, can I show you guys? I'm too tall for this chair. Like, you see what I mean? Like if I sit up straight, this is supposed to be neck support back there. Like I'm getting 0 neck support. So that's probably a big reason why. But like I just can't find a chair tall enough to support me. I don't know. Does that thing not extend? No. But I mean, I have almost never sat in chairs that are big enough for me. And I'm not like massive. I'm 6'3". Like I'm fairly tall, but like to make them though, I can send a link later. Sure. But like, yeah, I don't get neck support from this chair. But like what I do sometimes is like, I'll show you what I would normally do. So like when I'm not streaming and shit, this is what I'll do. I'll raise my desk up to a certain height and I kind of slouch in it and I sit like this, which probably also isn't good for me, but it feels so much better on my neck because like I can actually rest my neck on the on the headrest or whatever. Maximum chilling. Yeah, so this is how I sit a lot of times at my desk when I'm not streaming. I raise it up, and sometimes I raise it even higher like this, because now my monitors are actually like eye level, and instead of me like looking down, and I'll just chill like this. This is so much more comfortable. Holy shit. I can feel the back pain from here. My back doesn't hurt at all. It's my neck that hurts. It's hard to chair shop at 8'5". Relax. The wall of things in the back is so clean. Hey, thanks. Get a neck pillow. I mean, even if I had one, I wouldn't be able to use it because the chair is not tall enough for it to like support. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing for the pillow to like lay against. Like it would just fall. There's a way to flip that top part so it goes up a few inches. It was kind of DIY though. Hey, if y'all got any tips or tricks for that, feel free to let your boy know. I could use it. What about those travel neck donut pillows? Okay, I don't know if I'm insane, because I've seen tons of people use those. The travel pillow, the neck pillow that people use on like flights and stuff, I do not find those comfortable at all. I find them actually very annoying. I don't find them comfy at all. They feel like ass. Okay, so I'm not alone. Some people really like them. They're not for me. I find them very uncomfortable. It's probably a size thing, maybe. You know, I actually don't know. Trying to figure out which one am I more consistent with. Maybe just the traditional way. We're on that plane today. That's what Flytrap said earlier. I don't know. This was the first I heard of it. I do this so often where I'm always like one frame off. Foot injury? Uh-oh, not that again. Tabs out, bro. No brawn. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's not like an actual serious thing and he's just sitting out because he just feels like it's, you know. So wait, is anybody going to replace him? Also, I'll still be watching as well. That's why the stream won't be lasting very much longer. The size of the neck pillow drastically affects how well you can rest on it. Since you're a taller dude and have wider shoulders, generic ones probably feel like they're strangling your neck from the back. Yeah, honestly. And even if I didn't have that feeling, like leaning side to side or whatever, like laying on it, just never, like it just never felt comfortable. But maybe if I just had like a much bigger one, since I'm a bigger guy, that would make a difference. I never really thought about that, but that makes perfect sense. You can try this if it'll help with the chair. I will open this up in a new tab and save this for after stream for me to take a look at. Neck from the back is crazy. I feel like when I try to get myself to do the thing where it's like, oh, I'll just pretend like I'm pushing 2 before, so that way I'm doing it, you know, at the right time, I end up doing down 2 a lot. Because like I know a lot of people say, oh, I tell myself to push 2 at the same time as down. The problem is I just end up doing down 2. You know, I also felt like when I was playing well, because I was practicing Just Frame Skyrocket, I was getting like the perfect electric a lot easier. And now that I'm actually trying to do it, I'm not getting it very much. Probably just because I wasn't like consistently trying to do it. I haven't watched your recent Diamond vid, but how you feel about you got watch the video and you can find out. Just let me lower my desk back down, my fault. What's good, Samurai Ghost? How you living, man? Just from Skyrocket felt easier than electric for me. Nah, electrics actually were easier for me. But now that I'm actually trying to do them consistently, I say as I do like 3 in a row. Honestly, if I just stopped being a loser, I could get this down. Yeah, if I actually just sat here and practiced this every day, if I did this for like 30 minutes a day, every day for like a couple weeks, I'd probably get really good at it. But that would require dedication and commitment that I clearly don't possess as a fighting game player. Are you playing on pad? Yes. I do love the little sound effect that happens when you do Reina's wave dash. What if, let me see something. Nah. You excited for Evo this year? Not really. Since I've played Heihachi a bit, might not be that hard to learn. Yeah, I think Reina's even easier than Heihachi is. I don't know how to like get my brain to understand when I'm doing it right versus when I'm, no, that doesn't quite make sense. I feel like I'm getting better at it as I'm just sitting here doing it, but also like, maybe I don't need to understand this part for it to just happen. But I feel like learning how to do a just frame move like this, like an electric or a skyrock, whatever, I don't get the same feedback I do from, let's say, like learning a combo where you figure out the timing of the inputs and everything like that. It feels more like, how do I articulate this? Okay, I think I know what I'm trying to say. So let's say when like you're learning a new combo, right? When you're doing something a little bit too fast or a little bit too slow, and like you're whiffing a certain part or you're dropping your combo, I assume you guys feel this way and I feel this way as well. You eventually start to realize, okay, I'm doing this a little bit too fast or I'm doing this a little bit too slow, and you can kind of like adjust like your timing a little bit, right? And it's easier to like kind of get that visual and like mental feedback and like figure out how to adjust. I don't feel that same way when I practice moves like an electric or adjust from skyrocket. It kind of feels more like guessing or a little bit more random. I guess it's not random, but you know what I mean? It doesn't feel as adjustable. It feels more like I am just like kind of hoping that I do it and that my brain just acknowledges that. And maybe that's all that matters. Maybe the brain just can just do that, and like eventually your brain and your hands just sync up and they just figure it out. But like, I'm not getting the same like confirmation consciously when I do something like that I am like when I do different moves or a different combo. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And maybe it doesn't have to be a conscious thing. Maybe it's just unconsciously, like it just gets into your muscle memory. You just figure it out. But it's just weird because I can't. It's not. I'm not getting that confirmation. I think it's because it's a technique rather than a series of inputs. Not necessarily, because even other moves, you know what I mean? It's I feel more what I'm saying with combos and shit than just, I don't feel the same way about electric that I do about like other singular inputs. You know what I mean? Or like other just moves in general. Said fuck that and started playing Jin. I mean, Jin has the electric too. I mean, it doesn't have to, but Mishimas are just easy arthritis simulators. I feel like Trunks in DBFZ was more taxing on my hands than any of the Mishimas are in this game. I guess if you're constantly doing combos with multiple electrics, then maybe, but I'm losing it. Like, yeah, electrics don't hurt to do. Also, I have a question for you. I meant to tweet this the other day and I forgot to. Why does Tekken feel so much harder to play on player 2 side than any other fighting game? Like, generally speaking, like if you're always playing and practicing on one side, then when you're on the other side, you do feel a little bit weaker. That applies in every fighting game. But no other game feels as difficult to play on P2 side, to me, as Tekken does. Because muscle memory? Nah, but it's more than that. Y'all are just giving like basic, like surface level answers. There's something way more to it than that. Because like when I play DBFZ or when I play even fucking Mortal Kombat or like Street Fighter or whatever, like my execution, my awareness and everything like that, it's not nearly as, because you don't get forced to do it as much. Actually, I think that's a way better answer than what everyone else gave. Because in all the 2D games, you eventually end up on the others. I would say in like probably 80 to 90% of like matches, you will end up on player 2 at some point in the match, right? But in Tekken, you can play hundreds of games and never end up on that side. So you just are just like getting less practice with it. Also, yeah, when you play other games online, like sometimes you just end up on player 1 or player 2, but in Tekken, you pick a side and you're always that side. Yeah, because you just get practice on P2 side by default in all of the games. You have to go out of your way to practice on player 2 side way more in Tekken than you do in other games. If you mentioned them adding a side random choice would help, I almost feel like you just shouldn't be able to pick your side in the first place. It should just probably be random like it is in every other game. I'm actually scared to play Tekken locally for this specific reason. I can get by on player 2 side, but all like my reactions are delayed and like I do have to think a little bit harder and like my combos aren't as consistent and shit. So like I definitely feel it. And if I'm doing something like a fucking electric, I'm probably a lot worse on P2 side than actually it might be easier on P2 side actually. I think Skyrocket would be harder for me. I don't know if I've ever tried to do a Skyrocket on P2 side before. For some reason, Mishimas find easier on P2 than P1. I think that's most people. I think most people feel that way. That just forces myself to play on player 2 side. I mean, that's what good players will do. Are you content with Tekken King, or are you going to try to climb higher at some point? I'll try to climb higher. I just had new things I was trying to learn before I tried to go higher, and things I was trying to do that I wasn't doing before. Oh, network error. I pray to God this is something that they fix in season 2, man. They probably won't. But you just get way too many communication errors and connection errors in this game. Oh, so I'm gonna probably play a couple more than get out of here because I want to watch the NBA All-Star games. Did my game just like crash or something? Like, what's going on here? So insane with how much time passes, the netcode keeps getting worse and worse. Yeah. Van, can you explain this at all? I don't know if anyone in chat either. I asked Van because he's, you know, he works in this business. What is the explanation behind the network connections getting worse over time in games? I've experienced this multiple times where the netcode or like the online connectivity feels like it gets worse throughout a game's lifespan. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, I felt like that happened. It was never great to begin with, but I feel like that happened. Xenoverse was a big example. When Xenoverse 2 first came out, that online was fluid, it was functional, it worked, it was really good, actually. I remember I made a whole video praising it, talking about how much better it was than Xenoverse 1. And then eventually it got just as bad, and then eventually got even worse to the point where I quit playing the game altogether. In Tekken 7, I remember they had like a netcode buff in one of the patches where like they improved the netcode, and we were like, oh shit, like this is really good. Like I played Tekken 7 with K-Wiz, you know what I'm saying? Like he's in the UK, like we could not have done that shit before. We played it and it was solid. Like it wasn't amazing, but it was playable. And then eventually got really, really bad again. And then Tekken 8 came out and the online was bad, got better, and is really bad again. Because the online was actually pretty bad in the beta and it wasn't great at release, if I remember correct. And then like I feel like it like fixed itself, or maybe they fixed it or whatever, and it was pretty good. And now it's back to being really bad. I don't understand why it deteriorates so much. Also, like my shit is just, my game just completely just died, I guess. Okay, let me just restart, I guess. Yo, Skunk, what's good, man? I hate to break it to you, but I'm probably getting off here in a minute, but how you living, dog? This year's gonna be the last year the All-Star game is on TNT. That shit don't matter to me anyway, because like we stream these games regardless, and I don't even be watching the halftime shows and a lot of these broadcasts and shit anymore. Connection timed out. Love this game so much. I just closed this game because it fucking crashed, and you know, all right, bro. Been watching that Diamond. Diamond's been sick. Maybe the game's trying to tell me to just get off anyway. I had someone leave me a comment yesterday on my Diamond review video talking about we need to stop excusing Dragon Ball for having bad writing and this and that, and just saying like Dragon Ball gets a pass because it's Dragon Ball and da 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 da. And they were like talking about like how the manga had like flawless writing and all this and shit back in the day. And I was like, hey man, who gonna tell him? Cause Dragon Ball, flawless writing in the manga. That's some bad news, buddy. I don't know when the last time you read the manga was, but Dragon Ball is notorious for its plot holes and retcons and inconsistencies and lack of continuity. Is one of the things that is the most notorious for, frankly.
Get ready for the next battle.
Has anyone seen any Clives lately? I feel like he dropped off a cliff. I have seen him less, but I do still see him.
Get ready for the
TNM just made like 5 YouTube videos talking about the plot holes in Dragon Ball. Who's TNM? This nigga did it again. Okay. Well, I'm dead. GG, y'all. Totally not Mark. He's a pretty big YouTuber who totally burns at the stake with a couple years ago. Years with fraud. As a Dragon Ball characters. I see. I think I heard of him before. I don't think I've ever actually seen any of his videos though. Watch one on stream? Oh, okay. Which one was it? Togafit goes crazy. My dog's not lying about making this custom. Yeah, it was inspired by somebody I fought in the video uploaded yesterday. Although that video was recorded like over a week ago, I think. That Wi-Fi starting to kick in. Okay. When's the next Tekken upload? Whatever, I feel like it. Could be tomorrow, could be next week. Toga cosplay? Yes, indeed. Fuck. Why he did that. I can't remember, but it was about the writing in Dragon Ball, something like that. Gotcha. I mean, I love Dragon Ball as much as the next guy. I mean, y'all noticed, but yeah, we could all sit here all day long and talk about like all the issues with Dragon Ball's writing. So I'm sorry, that connection was not very good.
Get ready for the next battle.
Especially on that stage. Wi-Fi connections and volcano stages, that shit do not mix.
Get ready for the next battle.
Imaji Temple's actually a good DLC stage. I never actually bought that stage because it was kind of bullshit that they made you pay for it at the time, and I think I'm over it. And you know what? I was upset about that shit, and it's crazy because I think that, oh, speaking of Clive, by the way, someone's asking when's the last time y'all seen Clive. That's probably my favorite stage in the game. Me at this point, Dragon Ball is like that drug I keep injecting in my veins because the dopamine feels good and new transformation is a stronger dose. What the fuck? How fast is that move? That's an orbital? I didn't know what the fuck that. This character is so poorly designed. Oh.
Round 4. Fight.
Oops. Just hate seeing Clive on my screen, YouTube, bro.
Final round. Fight. To business.
Even Justin Wong said Cloud doesn't belong in Tekken. I mean, he doesn't. The nigga belongs in Final Fantasy. Surprised he hasn't used Titan yet, and I don't even know what the fuck that is. I think this character is probably very appealing to people who are huge fans of Final Fantasy, but I can't imagine anybody who really likes Tekken is a fan of this character. Not that bad after the nerf. In terms of his strength, maybe. In terms of how annoying he is and how visually confusing he is, I still think it's really bad. This character alone is the reason why I finally turned down the visual effects in the game, and I still can't tell what the fuck he's doing most of the time. I think he's like grossly over animated and like overly flashy. Like, I actually cannot tell what he's doing the majority of the time. Yes, it is, Colin. Also, what's good, Colin? How you been, bro? I didn't even do that. I think he's done spring kick every single time he's been knocked down. I understand that they were planning this collab up to a year before the game came out, but he was an even worse choice than Noctis, in my opinion. I agree. Especially since it was so far apart in release. But yeah, no, I agree. When Noctis came out, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, I guess, but like, he doesn't belong in this game. This is a Soul Calibur character. And Clive is like 100 times worse in that aspect, in my opinion. That's fair. Just been working a lot, but working less for a while. Hopefully for good reasons.
Round 4. Fight.
So I was too slow. I know you're not huge on guests, but if this Tekken ends and we got this nigga and not Tifa, it might stink. Wait, what? Oh, I don't think we'll ever get Tifa. Especially not since we already got Clive. I don't see why they would go back and give us another Final Fantasy character. I'm honestly like mind blown and also kind of disappointed that they did Final Fantasy again after just doing it in 7. But and we'll do one more that I'm probably getting off here because I think the All-Star shit is kicking off. I just want more Tekken characters, man. We are getting Anna. Not her. What are these hitboxes, dog? What is this range? Like, we're not playing Tekken anymore. Add more Street Fighter characters. I will uninstall this game permanently. If I see one Street Fighter character added to this game, I'm uninstalling. I swear. You think I'm playing? They add Luke to this game, I will uninstall. Cause that, first of all, you'd literally just be spitting in everyone's face. Everyone who didn't play Akuma fucking hated Akuma. And half the niggas who played Akuma fucking hated Akuma. So to add another Street Fighter character, you just don't give a fuck about us at all. No one liked watching him, no one liked fighting him, and half the niggas who played him didn't even like playing him. That would just be a huge fuck you, we don't care about you. Was Akuma that annoying? Yes. What the fuck just happened? I do think it'd be cool to get a Tekken Cross Street Fighter game eventually, but not another just like guess from 2D. But that's different. Getting Tekken Cross Street Fighter is very different from just putting this one 2D character in this 3D game and him doing shit that no other character can and just breaking the game altogether. Like, I don't think they do a very good job of implementing these guest characters. I feel like every guest character in 7 and 8 just feels like they don't belong in the game. Because all I can think of when I fight them is like, this character doesn't belong in Tekken. Like, I'm not playing Tekken anymore. Five ain't that bad though. Strong disagree. Who do you think is the female face of Tekken? I don't think there is one. I guess June? Maybe? It's because she's the most important one? But even then, that doesn't feel right. Why not Nina? I just don't think she's nearly as important as June is to the story of Tekken. Nina has been in every game. So? Your average person has never seen June before, but may have seen Nina. I just don't know if that's true. I don't think your average person who is not like a Tekken player knows who the fuck either of them are, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I just don't think Tekken has a female face. I don't think any character has a really strong argument for it, because I just don't think any of them are as iconic or distinct or recognizable or like just known as any of the Mishima characters or as like female leads in other games. Like everybody know who the fuck Chun-Li is. There is no Chun-Li of Tekken. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't exist. When I think of faces Tekken, it's Heihachi, Kazuya, and Jin. Yeah, because those are the actual faces of Tekken. Like, I just don't think any of the female characters are nearly relevant, iconic, prominent, popular, well-known enough to be called the face of Tekken. I actually hope Reina's that face because she's super cool, but it's too early to tell. I agree. I think Reina's a super, super cool character. I'd love for her to become that. But she's also a fucking Mishima, so I guess if anyone was going to do it, it probably would be her. But Xiaoyu, maybe? I thought Xiaoyu for a second, but like they just none of them have a strong enough case. None of the female characters have a strong enough case. Like the only one who's even been in every game is Nina, and even still, I just don't think she's anywhere near the level to where I would ever dare call her the female face of Tekken. That just sounds preposterous, frankly. Obviously Zafina. I don't think anybody who's no unless you've played Tekken in the last couple of years, I don't think anybody knows who the fuck Zafina is. It's Nina and Anna. Nina's got her own game. I don't think I knew that, and I've been playing Tekken forever. If Reina reappears in Tekken 9, Reina will 100% be in Tekken 9. Like, undoubtedly. That's not even a question. Unless they get some random DLC in Season 3 and Reina fucking dies. And even then, where that bitch ass nigga at? Even then, you know what I mean? So see, I feel like, and like I don't like Lily players very much. And I'm not saying it's her. I feel like Lily is more like popular and recognizable at this point than Nina is. I just don't think Tekken has a female face. Maybe Reina could be that at some point, but as it stands right now, I just don't think any of them have a strong enough argument. You don't like Heihachi? Heihachi's cool in this game anyway. I never thought Heihachi was that cool before, but in this game I think he's pretty cool. Even if he is annoying to deal with, but you know. Panda, there you go. Panda's the female face of Tekken. We figured it out. Honestly, that's almost not even a joke. That's almost not even a joke. Panda low-key might be the female face of Tekken. Anyway, I'm sick to my stomach. Think about it, bruh. Think about it. Anyway, I know I wasn't live for very long, but I said it would be a short stream. I'm going to like hopefully rest and make my neck feel better. I probably could have worded that better, but whatever, dog. It's 2025. I know I'm gonna go chill and watch NBA All-Star games. Who's live? Looks like the homies Thunder is live. Doing some game-a-thon things. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Ooh, appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging. Thank you for the subs, give subs, bits, follows, all that good shit. Shout out to Joker for the raid. We will be back again with more Tekken practice soon. Some more Pokemon Pocket as well. I don't stream that game a lot, even though I've been playing it every day. But I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all again soon, man. Y'all be easy.